Welcome to Paragon. We're glad you could be with us this evening. Liz Krause here with you tonight, and this is my co-host, Robert Miller.
We've got a great show lined up tonight. We'll be exploring the unusual and mystical sounds of Javanese music performed by NIU students. Plus, we'll be visiting the perfect campus feasting place for students and anybody else who's on a tight budget.
After all that munching down, you're going to need some tips to keep slender. We've got those coming your way, too. And we'll get to trek with the stars of the field. NIU's lacrosse team, that is. And we've got more in store for you tonight as the show goes on.
First, Paragon gives you a ringside seat to a heated debate between two well-known women's activists, Phyllis Schlafly and Sarah Weddington.
It's the 1980s, and women are involved in more roles than ever, from news anchor to first ladies. The women of the 80s are taking charge. Well, that's debatable, according to Sarah Weddington and Phyllis Schlafly. Two women with two very different opinions.
Women have volunteered, they have served well. Women nurses in Vietnam made a tremendous contribution, and I think it is regrettable that we would disparage the motivation of anyone who volunteers to serve.
Just check the figures. I invite you to check them.
And look at the opportunities that were available.
Sarah Weddington is a liberal, while Phyllis Schlafly considers old-fashioned ways to be the best.
In most of the rest of the world, women would give anything in the world to have the kind of a kitchen that American women are trying to get out of.
The two women debated at the Carl Sandburg Auditorium and then answered questions from the audience.
Why is it that women of your ilk seem to think that these women are not working women?
If you listen, I have always carefully said people who work inside the home and people who work outside the home, because it is certainly work both places.
Well, my daughter worked just as hard, my three daughters, taking care of their own kids. And that's just
As you can see, both women have a point to be made, and when asked what they thought about ERA, they replied.
ERA is now dead. It's not a viable proposition anymore.
I think women should be included in the Constitution, and they should have been there originally. Unfortunately, they weren't, and it took the 19th Amendment for women to have the right to vote.
You know, Liz, when those two ladies get together, they get pretty fired up talking about women's issues.
Oh, they sure do. If you've got a fiery passion for going out and getting involved, here's a sample of some local activities you won't want to miss.
Guess where Bill is?
Blue chip Bill? Gotta be Wall Street.
No, he joined the Peace Corps.
I thought that went out with the 60s.
Peace Corps. It's creating food systems in Africa, turning deserts back into forests, and fighting malaria in Asia. It's hands-on and hats off. It's making a friend. It's been tough, but for 25 years, the Peace Corps has been making a difference in the world.
Bill, I can't believe it.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Welcome back. You know, we've got a lot of people here on campus, Liz, and that accounts for a lot of different kinds of tastes in music.
Right. Last week, we got a glimpse of progressive music from radio station WKDI. But there's much more. Classical, pop, jazz, folk ballads.
And let's not forget ethnic music. Here at Northern, it seems everyone's moving to a different beat. One such beat comes from gamelan. That's a Javanese orchestra. Their sounds are sort of classical and mysterious. Here's a taste of gamelan.
The School of Music has had this Balinese gamelan for many years, but recently a 50-piece, 3,000-pound Central Javanese gamelan was added to the department. Dr. K.H. Han has been teaching world music at NIU for over 15 years. He explains the origin of the gamelan.
The reason it is called gamelan, according to some scholars, is that gamel, G-A-M-E-L, meant hammer. So G-A-M-E-L-A-N, gamelan is a hammered orchestra because most of the instruments are played with some sort of hammers. There are different kinds of gamelans in Indonesia. The Central Javanese style is probably the most famous style. Then there is a West Javanese style, Sundanese, smaller. And then there is the Balinese styles. So NIU owns now two kinds, a Central Javanese and a smaller Balinese style. And we have many students signing up playing these instruments every semester. So for instance, this semester we have 5 groups, and 2 groups are non-music majors. So anybody can play simply because the basic technique is not too difficult in the beginning. Gamelan orchestras is great for educational value because it teaches you to play, for one thing, but also to listen to other parts in order to play together and make music. And it's great because it's group music. Everybody plays, everybody can play. You don't have to learn, say, for 2 years in order to play in an orchestra.
Dr. Han explains that there is much more to attending a gamelan performance than just listening.
To the Indonesians, gamelan is more than just an orchestra, like Chicago Symphony or Philadelphia. No, it's more than that. They got very significant social events. For them, it's a kind of spiritual fulfillment when they go to listen to a gamelan concert. To begin with, all the instruments to them have spirits. So you are never allowed to step over the instrument. That's a taboo in Indonesian culture, all right? And not only the instruments have spirits, but the gong is the leader, is the most important instrument of the orchestra. So the gong itself has a spirit. And since the gong represents the orchestra, so the gong is usually offered with incense and flowers constantly, especially during performances.
A Javanese gamelan performance with food and a salamatan or blessing ceremony is scheduled for Sunday, April 26th at 3 in the afternoon in the Music Building. Dr. Han encourages anyone who is interested to come and experience the orchestra from the East.
Very unusual, but very enjoyable, too. Say, Robert, what type of music do you like best?
Well, I guess right now, Liz, it's probably synth pop heavy on the drum machines.
Really? I never would have guessed it. I would have guessed heavy metal or something.
Not anymore.
Well, not really. I just wanted to mention heavy metal because we left it out before. Well, no matter what your tastes are in food, there's a place right in the center of campus that has something for everyone. The Black Hawk Cafeteria.
And Paragon was first in line to get a closer look at the Black Hawk service.
Start with some fresh green lettuce, add a few green peppers, some shredded carrots, some cauliflower, yuck, forget that. Move on to the cheese. And now, you've got the makings of a delicious salad. The salad bar is one of the many specialties on the Black Hawk Cafeteria's extensive menu. Located in the lower level of the Student Center, the cafeteria offers a wide variety of food items. Food service supervisor Mary Lou Mizgalski began working at the Black Hawk 4 months ago.
We have actually maybe 4 sections in our cafeteria. First section would be our potato bar. Then we have a hot entree line. Also we have a chicken line. And we have a taco line, and plus we have your fast foods, hamburgers, and in the evening we serve hot dogs and grilled cheese and a variety of fast foods. I would say that 20% of our business is at the salad bar. I think at this point probably our most popular item is the taco line plus the chicken line. We do have an excellent chicken which is broasted, and it's excellent. I would recommend the chicken.
Not only is a wide array of well-prepared food items important to the cafeteria's success, but also the cooperation of both student and civil service employees. Together, these hard workers serve NIU students and faculty as well as DeKalb residents. The friendly service, along with the variety of delicious dishes, are responsible for the popularity of the Black Hawk cafeteria. Ms. Golsky discusses this important attribute.
We have something for everyone. We have something for our vegetarians. We have something for people that are on a special type of diet. Because we do have such a large variety. We're always, in most cases, able to take care of, I would say, 99% of our customers.
When asked, customers had no problem describing what keeps them coming back to the cafeteria.
It's really convenient for me and Tim to come here after our accounting class. And the food's cheap and it's good.
Their service is good.
I try to stay away from hamburgers and fries, so I try to use the salads or the mixed vegetables and the hot meals that they make in the hotline.
Cheeseburger and fries.
Yeah. Because it's convenient and it's good food and it's inexpensive.
Yeah. It's pretty decent food and it doesn't cost us too much.
There are Mexican restaurants in town, but they're far to walk, and here it's convenient, you know, and that's what I like about it.
I had popcorn.
Cheeseburger and fries.
It was good. Taco salad.
Blizzards, a hurricane.
Macaroni and cheese on Friday. Believe it or not. Although their beef burgundy today is delicious.
Cheeseburger and fries, get it.
Whether it be the salad bar, the taco bar, or the cheeseburger and fries, the Black Hawk Cafeteria's formula to success has been their deliciously prepared food, plus their wide variety of items.
The Black Hawk also has a credit system. That's a really good investment if you live off campus and hate to cook, or if you don't have the time to cook.
If you want to know what's cooking in terms of hot sports teams, NIU's lacrosse team is your answer.
That's for sure. The team members clearly show that they're on a trek toward success.
Lacrosse is a sport that's been popular on the East Coast for years. Now lacrosse is making its mark at NIU. With close to 75 members, lacrosse is the largest club sport at NIU. Lacrosse is still an obscure sport for a lot of people, but Coach John Hughes explains that lacrosse really isn't complicated to understand.
The basic idea behind the game, you got a stick, about 4 feet in length, and some gloves and helmet. Equipment's pretty much like hockey equipment. You take the ball on your stick, throw it, run with it up and down the field, which is 110 yards long. Try and throw it in the goal, which is bigger than the hockey goal. It's 6 by 6 feet.
There's a spring and fall season for the lacrosse club. They have a tough schedule that includes many Big Ten teams like the University of Illinois and Wisconsin. Although it sounds easy, lacrosse takes a lot of skill and a lot of guts.
It's no use saying that it's all right. It's all right. But where were you after midnight? Midnight. Bang, bang, bang. Down they go. It's just a job you do. 'Cause the harder they run and the harder they fall, I'm coming down hard on you. Now no one saw what you look like. What you look like.
I wouldn't doubt some of those players could pass up traffic, you know, cars and buses.
Right, I wouldn't be surprised to see them passing our Husky buses. The Husky bus line is an integral part of campus traffic. Many students find it's indispensable. It gets them to class, to stores.
And the bus line lets many people just see the sights around town. As this next piece shows, it's so easy to just hop on a Husky bus and go.
The Student Association Mass Transit Board is waging a campaign to attract new Husky bus riders. They hope to increase ridership of DeKalb residents, as well as eliminating the need to raise student fees. Todd Lipscomb The chairman of the Mass Transit Board explains.
Oh, of course, we're a student-run system. We're 100% student-controlled, and the vast majority of our riders are and will always be students. So that's our very first concern. But, of course, we would like some people from the town to ride the system because they pay for bus passes, or they ride once and pay 50 cents, and that's just more revenue.
What are some of the ideas to improve ridership?
One idea is we have number 7 route that runs out Sycamore Road by Kmart and Walmart and Pick and Save and Jewel. And one idea was to run another one on number 7 on Saturdays.
Another one of the ideas presented by the board is to give the bus line the slogan, "Hop a Husky." If this idea is passed by the board, it might be posted on the backs of some of the buses. We asked bus driver Barbara Liebman what she thinks of the slogan.
I think it's darling. I don't know whether it'll work, but I think it's darling. It's really catchy.
Barbara explains why she enjoys driving a bus.
If I can get to know my people, that's what makes my day. Driving and not getting to know them is no fun. So I get to know my people. If I can, say hi and have them say hi back. And how was your weekend? And, you know, sharing a few things about each other, and it makes it much more interesting.
But what really makes the system run are the passengers.
I think it's a very good system. It's certainly very convenient. I brought a car up here with me, but even with gas prices as low as they have been, for the most part, I either walk or take the bus. And on very cold weather or when I'm in a hurry, the bus is the most convenient thing around.
With or without any changes, the Husky bus system is still the best deal in town.
Well, Liz, the university makes it very convenient to get around, but some of us had better be careful not to forget that old exercise of walking.
Ah, forget about it. We're going to be getting some workout tips from one hard-working group. And we'll be right back with movie reviews and just what would happen if we gave more power to the people. Right now, we're going to take a breather, so stay with us.
When I was doing cocaine, I lied to everyone about everything. But worst of all, I lied to myself. I had to be fired from my job before I understood how really sick I was. Shame didn't stop me. Willpower didn't help. I played with death and didn't even care. Anyone who says cocaine's not addictive lies.
Cocaine, the big lie. Call 1-800-662-HELP.
A college man. I got me a college man. But, Mom, we can't afford college. Nonsense. You worked hard to get accepted, so I'll get you on that bus somehow.
The United Negro College Fund has helped thousands of students, but the fact is, the job's not done. There are thousands we can't reach, not without the funds. So support the United Negro College Fund.
Welcome back. Next, a group of diligent Douglas Hall residents have the right idea when it comes to those extra pounds. Their motto is to sweat it off.
Douglas Hall holds an aerobics class that focuses more on an intense workout than just jumping around. Let's see them sweat.
Students at Douglas Hall have the solution to winter boredom. Qualified instructors teach aerobics 4 nights a week. Christy Moss teaches class on Monday nights.
Well, I've had dance ever since I was a little kid, and aerobics started a couple years ago. I work out at Nautilus, where I live in Ottawa, Illinois. And basically I got involved in it there. And then when I came up here, they had these programs, and this is my first semester teaching.
The classes combine both high and low impact aerobics.
Because they're moving more towards low impact now, it's better for you physically. And so it's a little bit of a combination, but more low.
Aerobics is not only for women. Bob Braid is glad to be in the class.
I don't mind at all. I hope no more guys join.
Students have found that aerobics class is a good way to have fun with friends and to meet new ones.
Yeah, you get to know more people too, though, because as you saw, it's a pretty popular thing, and you get to know people from other floors, other wings kind of thing.
It's also inexpensive.
It's just $5 per whole semester.
Yeah, it's normally a half hour of combination aerobic, arm, waist exercises, and then a half an hour of floor work.
The class offers many things and emphasizes two of them.
More or less just come to work out, get some exercise, get a little fun.
It looks tough, but if we're going to do it, now is the time. They say start now to start shaping up for the summer.
Otherwise, nobody will be at the beaches, or we'll all look like we were beached.
Yeah, the pounds sure can catch up with you.
Now, let's catch up with an activity that's not just for summer anymore, movie-going.
Here's Beth with the movies you can look forward to seeing at the Home Student Center.
Hi, I'm Beth with this week's Cine Club and Campus Activities Board Coming Attractions. Legal Eagles is a comedy thriller that lacks both laughs and thrills. Even all the hype surrounding this multi-million-dollar film, which stars Robert Redford, Deborah Winger, and Daryl Hannah, couldn't save it from a bad case of the doldrums. Redford and Winger portray feuding attorneys who eventually fall in love and join forces to clear Daryl Hannah of a murder charge. Director Ivan Reitman, who scored big at the box office with Ghostbusters, seems to think that every time his action slows down, all he has to do is stage a fire to get the plot moving again. Robert Redford provides some relief. He actually is very funny in this film, but it really isn't enough to save this mess. Legal Eagles isn't the worst film I've ever seen, but it should have been much better considering all the talent involved. After Hours is an interesting black comedy from director Martin Scorsese. Paul Hackett, a mild-mannered computer operator who lives in New York City, encounters several irrational people one night in Soho. He has humiliating experiences, including losing all his money, ruining his clothes, and being chased by a vigilante mob who thinks that he has robbed them, when all he really wants to do is to get back home. Legal Eagles will be shown in Sandburg Auditorium on Friday and Sunday this weekend, while After Hours will be featured on Saturday. Showtimes are 4, 7, and 10 p.m., and admission is only $1. Thursday at 8:45 p.m. in Sandburg Auditorium, Cine Club is showing a French film titled Mon Oncle. It is written, directed, and acted in by Jacques Tati, the French chaplain. It concerns the further adventures of Monsieur Hulot, lost in a modernized world. Let's take a few minutes and look at this comedy. Friday at 7:30 p.m. in Cole 100 is the third film of our German Film Festival during the month of March. It's a 1929 feature entitled Asphalt, and it appeared just before Hitler came into power in Germany. This film concerns the contradictions of society's lower middle class and the elite. Here's a few seconds of that. Join me next week for more adventures with those slimy creatures from outer space. Aliens.
Being a movie buff, Liz, you can guess I'm pretty happy that we have an activities board that shows films.
And you probably wouldn't change a thing about it, would you? Well, I talked to some people who frankly aren't satisfied with Northern. Here's my exclusive report on what NIU needs for perfection. You know, it's a well-known fact that campus students are the people that make NIU tick. But what do the people want from the university? Well, there's only one way to find out. If you could change one thing about NIU, what would you change?
I would change the parking problem. I would give so I could park my car whenever I want to, wherever I want to.
I changed the home rule so 19-year-olds could get into bars around here so we could have some fun like other major college campuses in this state.
What would you change?
English department. So messy, and I don't like it.
I don't know.
I want to ask you a question. If you could change one thing about NIU, what would you change?
The school itself or just everything in general?
The essay.
Why?
They don't do much. They spend all our money and they don't listen to us.
If you could change one thing about NIU, what would it be? What would you change?
The bus route,
Why?
because it doesn't go anywhere near where I have to go on campus.
How about a day off for Washington's birthday?
I'd change the athletic department a lot. The powwow.
What would you change it to?
Change it from being Roy Rogers.
What would you change?
I would change the bars, change it to 19, drinking age. While getting into the bars 19 and keeping it drinking age 21.
There you have it. Paragon has discovered some truly major things wrong with Northern. One good thing would happen if these people were in charge, though. No one would have to get a fake ID. Yes, we saved a stinger for last.
We hope you can join us again next week when Paragon discovers the sport of the mind, forensics, and we'll be weaving our way through the world of textiles.
Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Paragon was sponsored in part by Leith Furniture. Shop and compare. You'll always save at Leith Furniture.